Today, I want to talk to you about 5 simple practices that can help you measurably improve your own life and also have a positive impact on the lives of others, especially the lives of the people you care about. Stay tuned to learn more. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Growth Philosophy Podcast, a bite-sized weekly podcast focused on empowering you to think better and upgrade your life. So let's talk about life improvement and personal growth. You see, things you can do to improve your life aren't complicated. Anyone can take steps to improve their life, as well as the lives of others, often with the very same practices and actions. In fact, practices like that is what this talk will go over. And you will learn about 5 simple practices that can help you to improve your own life, as well as have a positive impact on the lives of others. And that's the best 2-for-1 deal you'll ever get, because these practices will, over time, have a big positive impact on your own life, as well as the lives of others. Sounds great, right? So let's get started with the 5 practices. And here's the first one. The attitude of gratitude. Practice the attitude of gratitude. You must have heard by now about the benefits of positive thinking. You've probably heard about it a lot. The benefits of positive thinking is fairly common knowledge these days, and you probably even have experience of it yourself. Being positive is a good place to operate from. It's a good thing because it makes you happy, more resilient, and can even make it easier for you to deal with the challenges of life. And one of the best ways to be more positive is to adopt and regularly practice the attitude of gratitude. Let's face it, life is full of twists and turns, full of setbacks and challenges and changes. That said, there are also a lot of good things in our lives. Good things that are easy to miss when you become too absorbed and focused on the setbacks and lackings. Too often people become depressed about what they don't have in life, instead of focusing on what they do have. Because when you focus on all the positives in your life, you'll realize that you are incredibly blessed. When you change your focus, you will realize that you're luckier than you think. Life is full of opportunities and blessings for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. Life is full of opportunities and blessings. Every moment we are alive, there is a lot to be grateful for. Just the fact that we are here is something to be grateful for. The oxygen we breathe is something to be grateful for. The clothes we own, the food we eat, the roof over our heads, and even being alive, they are all blessings. They're all things that lots of other people all over the world aren't blessed with. It's easy to lose sight of and take for granted what you have when you focus on what you don't have, but that ultimately does you no good. When you focus on what you lack, it only causes unnecessary stress, pain, and anguish. A much better and smarter option is to appreciate what you do have and be grateful. Because ultimately, and here is the fact of life, what you have, not everyone has. So here is how you can get started. An easy way to adopt this practice, the attitude of gratitude, is to make a list every day about a few of the things you are grateful for. Try it right now. Think about the 5 things you are grateful for at this very moment. What are 5 things you're grateful for right now? Take a few seconds to think about it. 5 things you are grateful for right at this very moment. Make a mental note. This practice is great for nurturing more positivity in your life and also acts as a great reminder of just how good your life is. And that ultimately helps you get some valuable perspective and can also be a big source of inner strength and wisdom. So practice the attitude of gratitude. So that's the first practice to adopt, the attitude of gratitude. And here is the second one, looking after yourself. Looking after yourself or self-care is an essential part of your well-being. It's also an essential part of your personal growth and progress. Because when you're in good health, both mentally and physically, you can do amazing and incredible things and can even do impossible things. On the other hand, when you're not doing so good, even doing the simplest of things can become a massive struggle. You have experience of this yourself. You know just how difficult it is doing things, even the simplest things, when you're not feeling so good. It becomes a real struggle to do even the smallest things when you're not feeling great. So that alone makes looking after yourself a very important practice to adopt. But there is more. Here is another important fact to remember. If you're not well, you're no good to anyone else. The reality is that if you're struggling yourself, you can't really do much to help others or even be there for others. So look after yourself. If not for your own sake, then at least for the sake of the people you care about. And here is how you can get started. A great way to look after yourself is to make working out a regular practice. Regularly work out. It doesn't even have to be that long. Even a 5-minute intense workout session can do wonders for your physical and mental health. Not to mention boost your immune system, which is very important, especially during these current times. So make looking after yourself a regular practice. Now the third practice is to be kind. Have you watched the movie Pay It Forward? It's one of my favorite movies and does a great job of establishing the importance of doing good and being kind to others. There are even researchers that have established without a doubt that being kind to others is good for you. So practice being good, and here is how you can get started. A really easy way to practice kindness and make it into a habit is to watch what you say. Watch what you say because words can hurt or heal. Just a few kind words from you can make someone stay, and vice versa. So keep that in mind. Be more mindful about what you say to others. So that's the third practice to adopt, being kind. The fourth practice is to treat setbacks as learning experiences. The fact of life is that things in life don't always work out as you hope. It's just an undeniable fact of life. There are no guarantees in life. The setbacks that you experience can be disheartening. They can be depressing, especially since it feels like all the hard work and effort you put in was a waste. But the reality is, all the effort and energy you put in is not completely wasted, because those setbacks and challenges often teach us things that are incredibly valuable. It's like the phoenix rising from its ashes. So when life throws you lemons, make lemonade rather than getting down about how unfair the situation is. Learn from the setback, because that way you can do things better in the future and improve your life. Here is how you can get started. Anytime you stumble across a setback, ask yourself what you can learn from it. There is always something to learn from setbacks, and often the lessons are incredibly valuable. So make it a point to examine your setbacks and their lessons. Sometimes the lessons are not obvious right away, and for experiences like that, it is useful to examine them at a later date. Treat your setbacks as learning experiences because they can teach you a lot. So that's the fourth practice to adopt. Treating your setbacks as learning experiences. And here's the fifth one. Reduce waste and recycle. This last one isn't just about doing something that will help you personally or even directly, but it's also about consciously doing something that will help us collectively and doing something that will help the world. The reality is that the more waste we create, the more polluted our world gets. And it is pretty obvious by now just how much damage pollution causes. If you need examples of this, just do a search on the damaging impact of pollution. It's pretty common knowledge now. Pollution is really bad for the world. There is no doubt that pollution is bad, and as such, reducing waste is a great way to improve your own life, as well as doing part to improve the world by reducing pollution. If you ever wanted to do your part in improving the world, this is a crucial step that you can take. And here is how you can easily get started. There are lots of ways you can reduce waste, like composting your food waste and being more mindful about the food, electricity, and water you use. If you want more ideas, Google zero waste or how to reduce waste to learn more about this important practice. On that note, it is not always possible to completely eliminate waste, like the plastic tubes of your toothpaste, the plastic packaging and metal cans from food items, and so on. It's unreasonable for you to completely go off them. If you can, great. If you can't, it's okay. Because where you cannot cut out the waste and cannot reasonably reduce, recycle them. Recycle the waste. That way, at least you cut down on the pollution. Changing your life for the better isn't rocket science. Anyone can do it. All it takes is a bit of conscious effort. And the really great thing is that often the things that can help you grow and improve can also positively impact the lives of other people, especially the people you care about. So try out these 5 practices. The 5 practices, I'll go over them again. The first one is to practice the attitude of gratitude. So practice the attitude of gratitude, and you can easily get started by this. Just ask yourself every day, what are 5 things you're grateful for? The second one was to look after yourself. And working out every day is a great way to look after yourself. The third one is to be kind. Watching what you say to others is a great way to do that. And you can do that easily and every day. The fourth practice to adopt is to treat setbacks as learning experiences. And taking note of what lessons you can learn from the setback is a great way to do that. The fifth and the last one is to reduce your waste and recycle. So think about these practices. Try out these 5 practices. They are simple and easy to adopt. They take very little time, and the really great thing about them is that they can have a big positive impact on not just your own life, but also on the lives of others, as well as the world. I hope you found this talk useful. I'll catch you again next week for another episode of the Growth Philosophy Podcast. Until then, stay safe and look after yourself.